Hello guys, my name is Destiny and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and start working with the editing profile function. So from the upper videos, what we usually do is head over to our admin panel like this, and let me make sure I'm logged in. Then we come over to profile and we manually edit the profiles from here. So in this video, that's not what we'll be doing any longer. Rather, we'll edit the profile from the front end. Okay, so when we'll hop over to our profile, just like this button over here is now going to be functional. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Now what you need to do is open up your code editor. In my case, I'll be opening up Sublime Text, and I'm going to open up the user auth application, and I'm also going to open up the views.py. So just below the follow function, I'm going to create a new function, and this one is going to be an edit profile function, just like this, and it's simply going to take in request. Okay, so after this, the next thing we want to call is just request.user. So we are assigning the logged in user to a variable user, and after this we also need to get the profile of the logged in user. So we're going to say profile.object.get, and what are we getting? We are getting user underscore ID should be equal to user, just like that. And after this, we need to add the base width of, now let's just not do the base width thing, let's just go ahead and work with the form validation. So what we're going to say is if request dot method is equal to post. Now what do we want to do? Firstly, we want to go ahead and get the form. So we're going to say form should be equal to edit profile form. So we are still going to create this form in the form.py. Take note, we don't have it yet, so we're going to say edit profile form. Okay, and after this we need to pass in request.post, and that's because we are passing in things like name, last name, location, URL. That's why we're passing in request.post, and we also need to pass in request.files. So when it comes to request.files, we are passing that in because we have an option to choose an image. Okay, so request.post and request.file, I think that's all we need for now. Now the next thing we can go ahead and do is save the form, or rather check if the form is valid. So we're going to say if form dot is valid, then what do we want to do? We simply want to go ahead and firstly want to get all the information that the user passed into the form, then we're going to save it at the end. Okay, so firstly we want to say profile.picture. So profile.picture should be equal to form.cleaned.data.get, just like this. And after this we need to pass in picture. So I don't know if you understand what's going on here. If you don't understand, let me go ahead and explain this. So over here, as you can see, we are getting the profile and we assigned it to this variable profile. We said profile.object.get gets the logged in user. Okay, so after this, now we checked if the request.post that was used, if the request.method that was used was post. So in the form, in the form templates for the HTML, make sure you're adding a post. Don't worry, we are still going to go over it in this video. Then after this, I went ahead and got all the information that's going to be passed into the form and the picture, and I now checked if the form is valid. For example, if none of these were corrupt, or let's say if over here we are supposed to pass in a first name, but we manually, or we hacked it in a way that we are passing in some injections in here or something, then what do we want to do? If it's valid, then we're gonna go ahead and do something. But if it's not valid, I'll still show you guys what we're doing. So what we're doing here now is getting profile.picture from here, profile.picture. And why did I say profile.picture? Rather, I think it should be image. I don't know why I keep calling that picture. That's because in our model, in our profile model, we have a field here named image. So we want to get the image that the user is uploading, and also we need to get some couple things, like we need to get the first name. You remember we have a first name, we need to get the first name, we need to get the last name, we need to get the last name. We also need to get, let me see, we need to get location, we need to get bio URL, we need to get over here, we need to get location, duplicate this, location, over here, bio, over here we need to get URL, and let's see, we need to also get, okay, we've got an image, bio, URL, location, first name. I think, yeah, that should be it. So after that, yeah, let me just go ahead and get rid of all these other ones. Okay, so after this, what we now need to do is go ahead and save it. So we're gonna say profile.save. It's a method, so add the parentheses over there. So hopefully you guys understood what's going on. Then after this, we need to simply just redirect then back to the profile page. Okay, just like this. And how about the request.method that was used wasn't post? What do we want to do? We want to simply go ahead and just call edit profile form, just like that. I'm going to leave it that way. Then we need to go ahead and pass in context and some other basic things that we usually use, like the return render template and that. So I'm going to pass in context and we'll get rid of this one's over here, and this one rather should be, I think it should be form. Yes, then I'm going to get rid of this space, and also, okay, let's just get rid of this one too, and this should go to edit dash profile.html. Okay, so this now I think it should be working. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and create a form for it. So if you don't know what forms are in Django, if you followed along with my other tutorials by now, you should understand what form does. So whenever you want to create like something that looks like this, so you see from the back end we already have a form. This is a form over here that allows us fill in our first name, last name, location, URL, bio, and even put in an image. But how about we want to do the same thing on the front end? Now Django doesn't give us the opportunity to do that on the front end automatically. That's why we have to manually create our own form for it. So what is an example of a form? Let me come over to post slash new post. Okay, so okay, I think my code isn't going to run now because of this. I think I still need to comment it out over here, and I need to check to see if this is working. Yeah, it should be working. So I'm going to refresh this. Now over here, as you can see, we've gotten this form over here that says create new post. Now we manually created this. Django didn't give it to us. Only what Django is going to give to you is the one at the back end. So we created choose file. We also created caption. You created this, and we created button post. So this is exactly the same thing that we're going to do, and make sure this is if form.valid, not if.form is valid. Okay, then after this, I'm just gonna right click on the user auth, and I'm gonna create a new file. This one I'm gonna call it forms.py. This is one that's gonna be this one that's gonna help us create the form. Okay, after this, we need to go ahead and import profile. So we're gonna say from user auth.models, we want to import profile, just like that. So after that, remember we called it edit profile form. Let's make sure it is that. Okay, that's it. And let's also make sure we are importing it from here. Okay, don't worry, we're still gonna do that later. So over here we said class edit profile form, and it's gonna take in form.model form. And we also need to import from Django, we need to import forms. Okay, then we're gonna say form.model form, just like that. Okay, so after this now, I think this should be forms.model form rather. So after this now, the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and get picture. So picture is gonna be forms.image field, and it's gonna take in just required equal to true. Required should be equal to true, and we also need to pass in first name, and this is gonna take in exactly the same thing that our form over here took, like the caption. So I'm just gonna copy this from the post form, and I'm gonna paste it in here and change this to first_name. Okay, so first_name form.charfield widget is form.text input, because we're going to put in the text in there. It has just a normal HTML attributes, and this is going to be an input class, and placeholder, this is going to be first name. Okay, I'm going to copy that and paste it, and I'm going to change this one to last name, and this is going to be last name. And also I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to add location. So I'm going to say location, just like this, and this one over here is going to be location. I'm going to copy and paste again, and this time around we need URL, and this one over here is going to be URL, just like that. I think we also need bio, so I'm going to copy this and say bio, and also this is going to be bio, just like that. Okay, so after this we need to go ahead and create a class meta, like this, and we need to choose the model that we want to interact with. So we want to interact with the profile model, and the fields that we need should be, okay, it shouldn't be all, it should be picture, first name, last name, location, URL, and bio. So let's just go ahead and keep doing that. Now we need picture, we need first name, we need last name, we need location, we need URL, we need bio. Okay, so I think that should be pretty much all we need. Now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a template for this. So in order to create a template, we are just going to get back to the, let's see, this is the views.py, this is the edit profile form. Okay, I think this should go to user auth/edit profile form. Let's see where other ones are going. This is going to profile.html, and let me collapse this and open this up. Okay, that's it. Now we need to come over here in the templates and let's just create an edit profile form. New file should be edit-profile.html. Let's not bother adding what is it called, a subfolder to it. Okay, hopefully you guys understand what's going on. Now after this, we need to go ahead and change this one over here, remove this. Okay, so after that, for the edit profile form, I'm simply going to copy the new post form, exactly what we've got there. That's what we're going to be using in the edit profile form, and I'm just going to paste it in there like that. But for the informations in here, it's going to be, instead of create new post, it's going to be edit profile, and the button is going to be save edits. So for the fields, we have form.picture, we have form.first name, we have form.last name, so you already know. We have form. What else? Location. We also have form.bio. Come on. We have form.location, we have form.bio, we have form.url. I think that should be it for now. And after this, let's just go ahead and create a URL, then test our form and see what we've got. Okay, so we're gonna open up urls.py for user auths over here. I'm gonna open up urls.py, and we don't have it yet. So I'm just gonna create a new url.py yet. Let's just do that in the main URL project. So I'm just gonna open up igprj, open up urls.py, and over here I'm just gonna use something like this to do it. So make sure from the user auths you are also importing edit profile. Okay, then over here this is gonna be edit profile, and this is gonna be edit profile. This is gonna be username / edit profile. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand everything that's going on. Let's go ahead and test this out and see if everything works the way it should, or if we are getting any errors. So I'm just gonna break up from my server and run it again. Come over here and refresh. This is working cool. Now I'm gonna come over to destiny / edit profile. Okay, and I think we are getting an argument. So it says blah blah on the unexpected keyword argument username. Okay, so where are we getting this error from? It says edit profile got an unexpected. Okay, I think I know what's happening. It's because there is an argument over here, username, and when you come over to the views.py, come over to this edit profile, we don't have any argument here that says username. So for now, let's just add an argument username. But I think if this doesn't work, then we're gonna go ahead and do it the normal way. Okay, so I refresh this, and as you can see, but got destiny. So what I'm simply gonna do is get rid of the username thing, and I'm gonna create a new file in the user auths. It's just because I'm lazy, that's why I didn't do that earlier, but now I think I definitely need to do it. Okay, so I copied a URL from the post and I pasted it in here, and I'm gonna say from user auth import views, and I'm gonna get rid of every other one that we've got, and this is gonna be edit profile / let's just say this is gonna be user / edit profile, and they should go to views.edit profile, and this is going to be edit profile. Okay, so after this, I think we are almost rounding up with what we are doing over here. Just gonna get rid of this one and make sure that my server is still running. Okay, refresh. Now we have an error, so we need to come over to user, rather it's user slash profile slash update. Okay, let's just change it to that. So I'm gonna say user slash profile slash update. Okay, I'm gonna refresh this page and come over to slash users slash profile slash update, just like this. Okay, and it says page not found. Okay, why is the page not found? Okay, I think we need to hop over to this URL over here and we need to import it here, or let's say we need to include it. So it's called user auth, you remembered? Yeah, and this is going to be users. So back to the URLs, we need to get rid of this one. Hopefully you guys understand what's going on. That's why I told you guys that before you take this course, I would highly recommend you should have a knowledge or some Django skills under your belts before actually taking this course, because this course is kind of advanced for beginners. So if you're a beginner, I have a lot of tutorials on my channel that's simply gonna help you get some skills in Django before you actually take this tutorial. Okay, so with this now, let's go ahead and refresh this and see if it's gonna work. All right, this one is gonna be users over here, and okay, I think we are getting an error. It says field ID expected number will go blah 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 blah. Let's see views.py. Let's see, fresh. Okay, it says name edit profile form is not defined in views.py line 82. Should be edit profile form. Okay, we need to import it. So we need to say from form, we need to say from forms import edit profile form, just like that. Now let's try refreshing and see what's gonna happen again. Okay, now I think we have a full-blown error. It says no module named forms. Okay, I think we should say from user auth dot forms import this. I don't know what I was actually doing then. Let's refresh this, and as you can see, we are getting an error. It says unknown fields location specified for profile. Okay, let's see. So we need to head back to the forms.py, and this error is definitely coming from here. We've got picture, we've got first name, we've got last name, we've got location. So this is supposed to be a lowercase l. Actually knew it was coming from there. Now let's refresh this again and refresh. It's running. Run it one more time, and what do you notice? Boom, it's working perfectly well. So from here now, I think we should be able to edit our profile. Okay, so right now I'm going to choose a new image. Let's say I want to edit Destiny's profile. I'm going to choose a new image, and for the name I'm going to change this to Prince Will, and for the last name I'm going to change this to Mpama, and for the location I'm going to change this to 778 Chelsea Road, Laka, and for the bio I'm going to change this to, let's say, fashion designer. URL should be whatever, and I'm going to save edits. Okay, so I save edits now and nothing actually happened. But how about if I come back to my profile? Is anything happening? No. So why is this not working? Okay guys, so to go ahead and fix this error, we need to add and remove a couple of things that's actually going to make it save when we click on the save button over here. So for now, I'm going to comment out the URL, and for the forms.py I'm also going to comment out the URL, and that's just what I want to do. And also for the views.py, make sure you import redirect from Django.shortcut. That's because over here, if you see, we are using return redirect. So if you are not importing it, definitely you're gonna get an error. And after this, let's make sure to add .id over here, because we were trying to get a particular user ID. So just like this, add it up, and let's see if there is any other thing. I don't think so. Let's see if our server is still running. Of course it's still running. So for now, I'm just gonna fill in the information. This is Destiny's profile, but I'm just gonna overwrite every single thing that's in here. I don't know, let's just wait. This is still loading up, and I'm gonna use the auto input field. And if it does not want to work, I'm just gonna do it manually. So I'm gonna add in flourish, I'm gonna add in woods, I'm gonna add in location as whatever, bio as whatever, and for the image I'm just gonna choose whatever, and I'm gonna click on save edits. Okay, so when I click on save edits now, what do you think is gonna happen? But before I actually do this, I think my server is running slow, so I just need to break out of it. And yes, break out of it, and I need to run it again. Okay, so as you can see, this is the error that we are getting. It says reverse for profile not found. That's because we're trying to go back to the profile page, and we don't actually have anything that's telling the user the exact profile page you should go back to. So we need to go back to the profile page of the logged in user, and in order to do that, come over here and add profile.user.username. So it's gonna come over to slash whatever. Okay, let's just try updating this one more time, and I'm gonna choose an image. I'm just gonna pull whatever I want in there. I'm gonna click on save edits. So now what do you notice? It's working perfectly well. It changed the name, it changed the image, it changed the bio and all this. As you can see, everything is looking pretty good. So the last thing we're gonna do over here is just go ahead and configure this button, so that when we click on this button, it's gonna take us to the what is it called, to the edit profile page. Okay, so I'm gonna come over to templates, open up profile, and I'm gonna search for edit profile. That's it over there. Come on, boy. Now I'm gonna add the URL. I'm gonna say it's URL, the name is edit dash profile, just like that. I'm gonna refresh this. It says reverse for edit profile is not found. Okay, let's just say we need to add an, let's just say profile.user in here. Okay, I think this is not still working. Let's just head back to the URL, and that's it over there. So there is no hyphen. I'm gonna get rid of this hyphen, and for now let's get rid of this and see if it works without that. Okay, I'm gonna click on this, and it brings us back here. Now let's say we want to change it back to the original owner of the profile, which is Destiny, and bio is software engineer. And for the profile picture, oh man, I lost it already. I'm just gonna choose something else, hit save, and what do you notice? Everything is working perfectly well. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned something new. And take note, if we want to check Karen's profile like this, note we can't see any message button, we only see follow on unfollow, which is working perfectly well. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this video. In the next one, we're gonna go ahead and start working with comment function, so that users, when they click on a post, they can actually drop a comment. Okay, before you go ahead and quit this video, I would want you to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it would really help my small channel grow. And if you have any issue, any error that you're trying to debug, just drop it in the comment section, and I'll be more than pleased to help you answer your questions. I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. For now, my love, peace out.